Ahoy mateys, and welcome back to Screaminpirate EDC. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than I normally do. Instead of a review, I'm going to show my top 10 knives in my collection. Now, most of these are from this year, or were either acquired this year or came out this year, but these are the knives as it stands in my collection that are my 10 quote favorites. I thought this would be a fun thing to do at the end of the year. You know, it is in December, we're very close to Christmas, and wanted to show you guys, you know, kind of how I rounded out my year and what the favorites are. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. So before I get into the knives, really quick, holiday patch sets are still available, $17 plus shipping. If you head down to the website, the Screaminpirate.com, there should be a link there for you. So that's really quick, guys. Let's hop into some knives. So first up, I'm going to start with a knife that was not bought this year, but has still maintained its place in my collection. That's going to be the McNeese Mac 2 3.5. Now this is prototype number 5. It's a prototype because it is this satin hollow ground. He is starting to do more hollow grounds, and I still love this knife. The action is just, it's so good, so buttery smooth. I still love this knife. I bought it last year, but guys, this is still a knife a lot of people are chasing, and I think it is worth a lot of people's time, but it's still in my collection, and I still really enjoy it. So that's the first one. These are not in any particular order, but that's the first one I'm going to show you guys. Up next, let's grab one that is a returning champ to the knife world, as it were. This is the ProTech Mordax. I had a hard time choosing between the Mordax and the Malibu. I really like both of them, but the Mordax just kind of fits my hand a little bit better. I did a review on how much I love this knife. That action always gets me, guys. So this one in this honeycomb is from Nashville Custom Knife Show in Magna Cut, but very cool knife. And yeah, ProTech's been killing it. I really like this knife, and it's just super fidgety, super fun, and it's just one of those knives I can't put down. It ends up in my pocket a lot, this or a Malibu, but this one just fits my hand a little bit better. And it's really cool to see ProTech kind of bring this guy back. So it's a Ferrum Forge design, but it was by Massdrop or Drop. And they said, you know what, we're just gonna make it ourselves. So it's just gonna be a ProTech Ferrum Forge thing. Yeah, super cool. Really like this one. So while I am on the button lock, there is one other knife that I reviewed early this year, and I specifically said I wanted it smaller. Well, Greg Brown at Brown Knives did just that. This is the Mini FSD. Now the FSD was a little bit bigger, and it just, I think it was like a 3.5 inch blade or somewhere in there. But this one is beautiful. When I put my hand right there, I can choke up right back here. It's just, it's good. And the action is jeebus good. Every single flick, every single opening method is just money. Now this one is in 154, I believe. Let me look. Yep, it is in 154, I believe, CM. In the new year, in 2023, he's going to be doing them in 20 CV. Now there will be a little bit more for that, but I think it's a cool knife. I think it's a perfect EDC size for comparison, just so you guys can see it. That's next to a Mordax, so a little bit smaller than a Mordax. And it's just, it's a cool blade shape. Both of them have very similar blade shape, very similar action. Cool knife, I like it. Well, if I'm on cool knives, there's one this year that every reviewer that saw one touts. My buddy Jim Skelton just did a video within the last day where he talked about how much he loved this knife. So do I. It's the Winter Blade Co. Factor. I talked about the sound on this knife. I mean, if I'm going to talk about this knife, let's talk about the knife. Ooh, let me see if I can get that ting. Oh, there you go. Hopefully you got some good sounds in there, some good tings. But the Factor, guys. It's special. You know, it's a magnet lock knife. It's super cool. It holds a special place in my collection because of how cool and different it is. But also it's one of those knives that you pick up and you immediately, either you love it or hate it, but either way, you are taken by it. And that's the best way I can put it. And I really hope that Brian's gonna be getting these out soon. I know he's doing quality control. I'm hoping early 23 he's gonna be shipping that order out. Just so cool. Just really like the knife. Always is gonna have a place in my collection, at least as of right now. So really do like this one. After that is, I think, the only knife in the top 10 that is traditional looking, and I guess in the pattern. So I snagged this from Knife Joy a while back. This is the Jared Oser F22 Kickstop. I can't believe how much I am carrying this knife and how much I love it. It is just, the action is very nice. It's controlled. You know, I don't have to shake or anything. I literally just rotate my width and give it a little bit of a wiggle. It's just nice. I like that kickstop. This is my first ever kickstop knife. And yeah, it's really cool. It's really different for me and my collection. If you picked one up, I'm sure you enjoy it too. But yeah, it's just a really cool and unique knife that just kind of separates, you know, itself from the pack, as it were. And I think that's a kind of a theme you guys are gonna see. It's either really, really well executed or just kind of sets itself apart. And that's just something, you know, I really like. Well, guys, we are now 5 knives deep. Let's do some honorable mentions. First up, I say this is an honorable mention. Obviously, this knife is going to be in the top of my collection because it's my knife. So this is actually my design. And this was, I guess, executed by Boatwright Blade Works. This is the flintlock. So this is fully my design that I sketched up that he then made a reality. Very, very cool knife. I'm such a fan of it. I actually really like that it's a little bit thicker here in handle because it just feels so damn good in hand. And then if you've seen the short, then you've seen this. I also got Oak City leather to do the sheath. So it very much matches the knife. Really, really like the way they look together. Very, very cool. Yeah, but there you go, guys. Flintlock has to be an honorable mention because it's my design and I'm kind of still in love with it. Also, it's the knife in my logo now. So after that, the next honorable mention has gotta be the man who has completely changed my idea of slip joints this year. And I think a lot of people's idea of slip joints. That's gonna be Jack Wolf Knives. So Ben over at Jack Wolf has been doing kind of these modern material slip joints. But the one that I like the most isn't even a traditional pattern. It's one of his own designs. This is the Cyborg Jack, which I did a review on. And I don't know, there's just something about it that just catches me every time. It's, you know, these unique bolsters that aren't a straight line. I love the Bowie blade. Yeah, it's one of those knives that I just really enjoy. And I can't put my finger on it, why I enjoy it so much, because I'm not a slip joint guy. I'm not a traditional guy, but this thing catches me every time. So very unique, very different. I like it. Final honorable mention is a knife that I mentioned early this year could be my knife of the year. And I stand by that. It is a knife that I think that if you've been paying attention to production, or I say production knives, but designer production knives, you know it. My buddy, Chris over at Renegade EDC, this is the GOM. It's not flashy. It doesn't, you know, catch your eye immediately as something crazy or different like, you know, say the Factor. But once you get it in hand, you're like, oh man, that's comfortable. That's comfortable. Oh, well, I wish it was a, you know, hollow ground. And then you realize how much of a workhorse this is. Guys, it's just, that action's money. Money. but it's just so well done. The front flipper is perfect. The reverse flick and the thumb flick are perfect. I love the detent. There's just something magical about this knife for me. And it just consistently ends up in my pocket. So that is my third honorable mention. So no more honorable mentions, okay, guys? Let's get on to the final members of the top 10 of my collection. So next up is a knife that myself and a lot of people have been chasing for a very long time. As you guys know, I'm not one of the huge reviewers, so I don't get one of these knives just sent to me. This is something I picked up at Blade Show this year. This is going to be the Oz Machine Roosevelt. Now, I was in line super early. I got over to the room they were in as early as I could, and I snagged one. It's very good. Ooh, caught on the detent there. You know, the action is honestly incredible. It really is. And for a knife that you think would be so small, it's actually very comfortable in hand. It's super cool. I really like it. I think it's kind of a feat of engineering with the double detent balls. And it's just something that, you know, is constantly catching my eye or I'm just fidgeting with. I really am. I'm not going to say it has the best action or it's, you know, the best fit and finish of any knife I own. It's damn close, but it's just a really cool piece and I just enjoy it. After that, speaking of cool pieces I enjoy, this is something I picked up from NCKS, so from Nashville Custom Knife Show. I have been eyeing a Nick Chuprin BBM V2 for, I don't know how long, guys, at least a year or so. But then I saw this one on the table with this pivot and this just in the holes there and just the whole finish. And I was talking to Nick and he goes, yeah, that might be my favorite one I brought to the show. And yeah, you got to wiggle it shut, but it's just, it feels almost glassy, I guess is the best way I can put it. But if I give it a little wrist, just a little wrist, just kind of just flies. But super cool, super unique. Part of the reason why it's in my top 10. And it's actually more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. And it's just been something I am constantly, you know, either fidgeting with or I just grab. So yeah, very, very cool knife. All right, guys. So these are going to be what I think you can consider my top 3. Okay. Not that any of these are better than any of the other ones. They're just the ones that I like and treasure the most. I think that's the best way to put that, guys. First on that list is going to be a Koenig Arius. Now, this is not any Koenig Arius. This has the bright wash blade, and this is actually a dark bronze handle. There are 14 of these that Bill made for Blade Show Atlanta. One went to Tim Reeve, the other 13 were available. I managed to grab one at the table. It's super cool, it's super rare, it's super unique. I've never had a flipperless Arius and it lives up. I think it's just super cool and it's one that just kind of makes me smile whenever I see it and grab it. All right, guys, final 2. And I just realized I think every single one of these except for the McNees was obtained this year. So yeah, maybe it is a 22 list. Next is going to be from my buddy Greg Shaw. This is the Strix. Now, after Blade Show Texas, I won a lottery to get a Strix from him. Had a few issues with the knife, not even worth getting into. He then decided to actually make me this one and exchange basically the one he made that I won for this one, and he gave it to me at Blade Show Atlanta. He wouldn't send me pictures, he wouldn't tell me about it, all he would tell me is materials. I can't tell you how in love I am with this knife. I showed it off on my production Strix review, and it's so cool. I don't have another word, guys, I don't. You know, it's black hole Damascus on the backspacer, the clip, and the blade, and this butterscotch micarta handle, and it's money. It's just money. I just love it. It's just super cool. Greg and I have become very close this year, and I just love his work, and I think it's something that awesome that he did a production, because I think everyone should experience this knife in some way or form. And the fact that I'm getting to experience the production all the time, it just makes me smile, guys. And then finally is a knife that I still can't believe I own on a regular basis. This is the Keennison Brian Brown High New. Now, there are 6 of these, and this is number 6. I believe this is like a, I forgot what it is, what kind of carbon it is. It's not a camo carbon, it's like a carbon composite on the handle, guys. I'll have to have a pop-up for you. And this beautiful, I think it's a Thor Damascus. This collaboration piece is one that I chased in Texas, and I ended up getting one. And it's just, yeah, guys, it's not drop shutty. It's not. And guess what? I don't care. It's one of those few pieces that, I mean, they're just so rare, and it's just so cool having something from 2 people in the custom knife community I consider friends. And I just kind of love it. And it just kind of melts into my hand. And it's something that when I pick up, I'm always in awe of it. I always love the fit and the finish and just how cool of a custom it is. Yeah, guys, that kind of rounds out the top 10 of the collection. That rounds out 2022. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your top 10 are, and which ones of these that you liked. Don't forget, patch sets are available if you're wanting to grab one of those. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next one.